Welcome to Travel Trailer Camping Journal, a production of Sam's Camping Videos on YouTube. Today, this episode is part 2 of Flights of Fancy. I'm up at Forest Lakes, Apache-Sitgreaves National Forest in April of 2019. And I did a flight of fancy all over my campsite yesterday, and today I flew far above the treetops of the National Forest. I hope you enjoy. But first I have to take a little test flight above my campsite to determine the minimum height I will need to be for tomorrow's Flights of Fancy over the treetops of the Apache-Sitgreaves National Forest. I'm reading the figures off of my smartphone, which is connected to the controller for the drone. It gives me various statistics of a flight, including altitude. This looks just great, and I'm about 36 meters above the ground. So that's good enough. Let me take the drone back down. Need to do some practice flying around the campsite. Some straightaways, some precision flying between trees. Going down the forest road that's next to my campsite. I'll make sure I can navigate this well. I need to do this kind of flying later tomorrow. I'm going to bank into my campsite. I want to explore what's behind my truck there. Whoa, that was close. Let me get away from that. Oh, wrong way. I crashed. Ah, nuts. Let me do this again. I'm going to lift off from the back of my truck, which I never did before. Going down the forest road from the other way. I want to make a good straight line in the middle of this road if I can. These tree limbs do arch over the road. Now here's a good one that I can test with. Precision flying I'll need to do to fly in between a tree on the left and a branch poking out to the right. I made it. It was actually closer than that and what shows up on the screen. Let me come back over my campsite here. Let me practice flying over a stationary object like my travel trailer. I'm going to fly over it. Oh, gotta get up a little bit. Oh, there's a branch. Let's go in between these two objects. Made it. Let me see how close I can get to this tree with the orange stripe on it without colliding with it. I need to practice on my stopping before I hit an object. There, quite nicely. Now I need to practice going in between a bundle of trees low to the ground, like these in front of me. Made that. I'm approaching the road. I gotta look both ways because it is a forest road and cars and trucks do travel down it. I'm going to go across the road from where I've camped because I noticed there's a campfire ring over there that was never there before. And I've been camping up here in the Apache-Sitgreaves National Forest in this area for at least 15 years. This is not a normal dispersed site off this forest road. Someone has camped here since the last time I was here last year. You can camp wherever you want in a national forest, but the rule of thumb is if you're not at a dispersed site, you need to leave that site the way that you found it. And it looks like they did that fairly well, except they didn't tear apart their campfire ring first before they left the site. Okay, I'm gonna come back up. Oh, I hit a branch again. Blame it on that ant on the rock. Nuts. I had to replace my propellers on my drone for the next day's flight so fancy above the forest. So now I'm going to go to the altitude that I measured yesterday, which was 36 meters, but I actually went up to 40 meters on this day's flight. Going to go down the forest road, and we're actually going in the direction of where I flew this drone last year along those power lines that you see in the upper right corner of the screen. I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to turn into the forest to the left. Now I'm flying over the dense forest of the Apache-Sitgreaves National Forest in northern Arizona. It's a beautiful sight. Now I'm going to fly toward those power lines, and we can see my campsite down below as it slips out of view. I'm going to line up the drone right over that forest road and then fly toward the power lines, and then I'll turn away from them. There is a little bit of turbulence in the flight today. Yeah, there's some more turbulence. Okay, that's close enough. Flying back into the forest from the direction I came. Off in the distance is what the locals call the Big Rock. It's above the town of Payson, Arizona, which lies below the Mogollon Rim. Now I'm returning back to my campsite, and I need to line up my drone right over my site and then land it safely between all these trees. Time to land. A little bit more turbulence. Gotta be careful landing this drone. And as I wave, this ends today's Flight So Fancy. I hope you enjoyed my Flight So Fancy Part 2 on Travel Trailer Camping Journal. You got to see this great national forest from above. It was almost destroyed years ago in a forest fire, but due to the heroics of our first responders and forest firefighters, this great natural treasure was saved, not only for me, but for hundreds of thousands of others who come here to enjoy it every year. Thanks again for watching Travel Trailer Camping Journal, Be safe, have fun, goodbye.